Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Welcome back all my lovely regular viewers, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. So this is another Halloween video. So the last few videos that I did for Halloween theme were kind of cute and non-gory. So this time I'm going to be going all out. We're going to do gory, we're going to do stitches and lots of blood. So I'm starting out, I'm going in with Glitterbell's Picture Bell cover, and I'm going to be doing this as the base on all the nails. But before any of it cures, I will go in and do any cutouts, etc. that need to be done before it fully cures. And just before the little finger cures, I'm going to go in with my little craft knife, and I'm just going to create kind of like a wound, an opening from the cuticle area, just going down the nail a little bit. Then I will scrape all that acrylic away, and we'll come back at the end, or I will come back once all the acrylic has been done, and we'll fill that in with some blood and do some like gory stuff, drips of blood, etc. Moving on now to the ring finger, and again this is going to be a full coverage of the Picture Bell cover. I'm not going to do any cutouts on this nail because I'm going to do 3D work on top of it. So moving on again now to the middle finger, and again it's another full coverage of the Picture Bell cover. In fact, they're all a full cover, full coverage of the Picture Bell cover. So the middle finger is going to have a large wound going down the centre of it, and instead of using my little craft knife, I'm going to go in with another little, it's like a clay sculptor's knife, and it was just perfect for doing this wound. Now that it has started to mattify, I'm going in with that little tool. It's hard to describe what this little tool is, but you can see that it's almost like a scoop, like a trowel or something, and I can just, you know, use the side of it and the point of it just to push some of that acrylic up to make it look like the skin has been pushed up. And then I'll come back whenever that has fully cured and we'll fill it with some blood. So moving on now to the pointer finger, and I just normally, as you know, I would normally have my little notebook and I would write down, you know, the design of the nails, but this set I'm absolutely totally winging it. And I started to do a design in this and I actually don't know what it was I was trying to do. So before it completely cured, I scraped it off and I just replaced the acrylic. And then I decided to do what looks like a zombie bite, and it had started to cure so quick, so I had to improvise and go in with my drill. So yeah, as you can see, it doesn't even look like anything that I'm trying to do. Yeah, so you can see why I've scraped it all off. So note to myself, just go back to doing your little drawings. Just do your design beforehand, and then that way you don't have to wing things. So sorry guys, I forgot to hit record again to do those little zombie bites, but I do go back in again with my e-file, so you'll be able to see me do that then. So moving on, I'm going back to the ring finger and I'm picking up a large bead of white. I'm just trying to push it about the back of this form just so that it starts to cure. And then once it has started to mattify, I am going to pick it up and I'm going to roll it into a circle in my hand, and that is going to create an eyeball. I do have 3D sculpting gel in white, but I thought because I'm using an acrylic set, and most of us always use acrylics, I thought I would show you how I would do an eyeball with acrylic. And just another thing that you can do with acrylic, you can, once it goes into that mattifying stage, that moulding stage, you can like press it into different shapes. You know, there's so many things you can do with acrylic, and this is just one of them. So before I go ahead and place the eyeball on the ring finger, I've just put down some glass slippers just so that it will cure and will hold the eyeball in place. I'm taking just normal sewing thread, and I had this sort of like brainwave that I could, because it was black, that I could maybe turn it like a silver colour. That didn't really work because I didn't have the silver colour, it's this pewter colour. So I end up putting that to the side, and I do use it, but I don't use it until towards the end. But the theory behind my madness was I was hoping that it was going to dry for me to use at the end, which is why I was doing it now. So now to get a little bit gory, and I'm going in with Halo's gel polish in blood can't get my words out, in blood red, and I'm just taking one of the little nail art sponges, and onto the thumbnail I'm just dabbing it on just to create little speckles of blood. Before I go ahead and add any more sort of blood etc. to the nails, I'm just going to make sure that the stiletto shape is really pointy and that they all look the same at the end. And back to the pointer finger again, and you can see I'm going in with my e-file and just this little ceramic bit. I would normally use this bit for going underneath the nails or for around the cuticles, and I was just using that to kind of gouge out teeth marks on the pointer finger. So back now to the little finger, and I'm going to go ahead and start to add some blood. So because I wanted some depth to the blood and the wounds on the nails, I have put a base of black down first, and then I will fill it in with the red. So I cured that in the lamp for 30 seconds, and I'm now going in with some builder gel, and I'm just going to mix it into the blood red halo gel polish. I want it to be slightly thick. If I was just to go in with gel polish, you wouldn't get the same look. But I did discover as well, also doing it this way, because the gel is self-leveling, it will start to smooth out as well. And because it did start to self-level, I decided to go ahead and add some glass slippers to the red and the builder gel, and that way it made almost like a paste, like a thick paste that I was able to kind of mould and make it look like the blood was starting to come out of the wounds and just a little bit more gory. On now back to the pointer finger, and I'm going in with a yellow gel paint and a green gel paint, and I'm also, well, I'm going to try and make it look like an infected zombie bite. So this is normally what I would do if I was doing Halloween makeup. I would start off with like a Ben Nye palette, and you put your yellow base down first, then your green and your red, and then you do your veins. So technically it should work the same on the nails, but hey ho, we'll see. And if you look up in the top right hand corner, this is the look that I'm trying to do with the gel paint. I kind of now wish I had went up into the roof space and got my Halloween makeup out, because I think I probably could have done it on top of the acrylic, but you know, I'm just working with what I have. So now I'm going in on top of that yellow. I haven't cured it yet, so I kind of want them to mix together, and then I'll cure them before I go in and add the next colour. So I've went in and added more green to give it a really infected look, and I'm just adding some of that blood red gel polish just to create a little bit of blood splatters as well. And to finish this nail off, I'm going in with just some blue gel polish from Halo, and very original name, it's just called Blue. And then I'm just going to create these tiny veins that would run through the skin if you've been infected by a zombie bite. Back again to the ring finger, and I'm using that blue mixed with a little bit of green just to create the colour of the eyeball, and then I will cure that and I'll go in and make the pupil with just some of the OPI black onyx. So now it's going to get really, really gory. This is the bit that I love when it comes to Halloween. I love all the blood and guts and all of that. So yeah, I'm taking more of that blood red from Halo Gel Polish, and I'm adding lots of the glass slippers to it just to make it into a really thick paste. And then I'm going to take that paste and I'm going to put it around the eyeball and then kind of push it up towards the cuticle area to make it look like the eyeball has been ripped out of the eye and all the like tissue and everything is all still attached to it. So beautiful. I haven't put anything on the nails to try and get the acrylic paste to stick to it. It will eventually set and it will harden. I just need to make sure that it stays on and it doesn't move about too much whenever I'm trying to place it around the eyeball. It's such a shame this year, you know, with everything that's happened around COVID. You know, there's not an awful lot of celebrations going on. There's no Halloween parties going on. In Northern Ireland, we're back into what's called a circuit breaker. It's basically very, very similar to the lockdown. So we're not working on any clients. So I'm not going to be doing any Halloween makeup for anyone. But we do need to try and get this COVID under control and try and get back to some normality. We just hope that this isn't going to stretch out until Christmas. I hope that, you know, they relax the rules until Christmas. It's just such a shame, you know, it's... So yeah, us nail technicians and beauty salons, we're all closed down for 4 weeks. So we can't work on any clients. So just to finish off the ring finger, I'm going in with my little detailer brush and more of the blood red gel polish, and I'm just doing blood drips coming from the eye. And I'm doing the same onto the middle finger, and I'll do some little drips just coming from some of the teeth marks on the pointer finger as well. On again now to the middle finger, and I'm taking that little nail art sponge that has the red gel polish on it, and I'm just dabbing it around where the wounds are just to make them look a bit more angry and inflamed. And then I'm going to go ahead and take this brighter red and just do some veins on the eye of that little eyeball. back to using the sewing thread, and I'm just cutting out just these little, what would we call them, just little shards of sewing thread, and these are going to make up stitches to go on that big open wound on the middle finger. So what I'm going to use to adhere them to the nail, I'm going to just go in with some clear builder gel, and you'll not be able to see it because with all the blood and everything that's gone on, but it will just hold those little stitches in place for me. It's as well I'm a nail technician and not a plastic surgeon because my stitches really aren't good at all. Okay, so back to that thread. Remember that I did at the start of the video, I decided to do it silver, but it ended up being pewter. So I'm going to put this onto the thumbnail to make it look like barbed wire. So I put some gripper glue on just one end of the thread, and I'm going to wrap that thread around the nail. But before I do that, I'm going to place on just a little brush on builder gel, just so that that thread has got something to stick into. And then to make it look more Barbie wiry, I'm going to go in with just little shards of the thread just to make it look like those Barbie bits. And this is what I mean about those Barbie bits. So I'm taking just little cuts of that thread, and I'm just trying to place it in kind of like a wee X on top of the thread that's already on the nail, just to make it look like the barbed wire. So don't forget to snip away any of the thread from underneath the nail if you're doing this on a client, and then just run your file down the sides of the nails just to make sure it's nice and flush. So just to finish off the nails, I'm going to go in with a matte gel polish on the pointer finger just to have that zombie bite a little bit more matte, and we'll keep the other ones nice and glossy. And here is the finished set, guys. I hope you've enjoyed my Gory Halloween nails. If you have, you know what to do. Give them a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, you could go ahead and do that now. And I will see you all in the next video. So take care. See you soon. Bye.